thought I would start this video with an apology to anyone who's been waiting for this video. It's been, I think, over 3 months since I've posted. It's been well over 2 months since I've been in the caravan to do any work. I've taken a directional change in my life, and that's all fine. I just don't have time or motivation to focus on this caravan. So I've decided to give it away. I'm going to give it to some people who can hopefully give her the time and energy that I would have loved to have done, but my circumstances have changed and this just isn't sort of viable at this point in time. But I was thinking about what to do with the footage that I have, whether I just scrap it or post it. So I just thought I would post it. It's pretty boring. I struggle with the wiring. It's not my finest hour, but feel free to watch it or not. That's fine. I just thought I should at least put it up if people were waiting on this video. Here it is. I wanted to thank everybody for following along so far, and feel free to watch the next 15 minutes or feel free to scroll on. I need to work out my measurements for the bedroom. I will be putting a wall in for separating the bed to the rest of the caravan, and when I work out where that goes, I'll be able to reinforce the roof where it's quite saggy, and then I'll be able to do my insulating. The whole caravan will be fully insulated. So what I'll do for this section is I'm gonna put this is my idea, it may or may not actually happen, but I'd like to put a few storage spaces in this section because it's too good to waste. The bed will start kind of just near the end of this flooring. It'll come out to about here. An L-shaped kitchen. My ideas possibly for this area is a single bed along this wall and then putting the kitchen underneath that window. I love being in my kitchen most of the time, but I would like to have this space as somewhere that I can prepare food and look out the window instead of this little window where the kitchen used to be. A single bed is about 900, which is to about there. So if we had I've got about 600 to work with this way, which is basically a kitchen bench top width or depth. This window is 800 high, which is lower than a bench top, but I could put a table, like just a static table or a bench in this space and put a couple of chairs underneath it, like a little dining breakfast bench. I think I'll be able to add some supports, possibly here. If I have a bench that runs under the window, I could potentially wall off this section, which will give me a lot of support through here. I've got a whole heap of insulation left over from other jobs, and I saved all of the stuff that I took out of the caravan when I did the inside demolition. Everything's in my little shed, and I'm kind of embarrassed about how it looks, but I just thought I would show you my shame, and then pull out all of the insulation and hopefully get a big chunk of it done today. Okay, well, it's still a mess, but it's a move aroundable mess now. So I think I'm going to eat something because I'm feeling a bit lightheaded, and then I will start to insulate the caravan. I need to kind of work out where stuff's going to go. I'm just going to get a texter and see if I can maybe do this now. Power in here. Oh, I don't know, any power down there? Awesome. Okay, maybe I can get through here. I'll do that side of the caravan later. I can't be bothered doing any more drilling. So I will just keep going with my insulation at this end. Now that I know roughly where my power is going to be running, I am going to grab a coffee first because I need a break. I got a little bit waylaid yesterday when I started drilling my holes and doing my rivets. So I've sort of done a bit of a change of course. What I was thinking, instead of just keep going with the insulating, I'm going to get all of my wiring stuff today, and I will do all of the wiring first and then insulate around. I'll work out what I need, and then I've got to go to Nippers this morning and help out there for a few hours. On my way home, I'll pick up all of my supplies, and then I'll spend the afternoon wiring up the caravan, which will be pretty fun. I'm just going to work out all of my placement, make sure it's fine, and then I'll have to head off and go to the beach for a few hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have all of my measurements. I just sort of measured my arm span for the most of it. Like, that's roughly 2 meters. I've overextended myself massively, so I'd rather have too much stuff than not enough. Hopefully my measurements are okay. I'm at Friday again, and apart from insulating parts of the caravan this week, I really haven't done much in here. The days that I have had time, I haven't had any motivation, and the days that I have been motivated, I really just don't have any spare time in my day at the moment. So this afternoon I have a couple of hours, and I was hoping to start the wiring. I will be wiring it a little bit differently than I have wired stuff up before, and I will just create circuits instead of doing junction boxes, but I will get all of this checked before I plug it into anything. And I'm not going to show you what I'm doing, but I'll just sort of show you snippets. I'm not professional, I'm not qualified at all for anything, so I'll just show you that I am doing the work, and then at the end I'll just show you what it looks like. Am I even recording? I often forget. No, we are recording. Okay, I'm really struggling here, so what I'll do is I'll tape the ends of my wires together, and hopefully that won't grab as much. Okay, so I have been struggling here for a little while. What I'm going to do from now on is tape the two cables together just at intervals, because it's sort of twisting on itself and there's no room in this stuff. It's just driving me crazy. So hopefully keeping them together will help it go through quickly. We can just sort of only hope. Let me remeasure. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay. So annoying. I was going to run my light switch all the way over to that end and have a light sort of on top of the bed. However, I'm not going to be able to run two cables through that all the way to that end of the caravan. It's just not going to happen. It will drive me insane. What I'm going to do is not put a light in the bedroom. I will just put a little lamp on a shelf and that will be absolutely sufficient. So I am only going to need to run light switch to here for these two lights and the outside light, and the bedroom doesn't get a light. It's just not worth my pain and suffering, and I'm out for that one. Okay. I ran out of storage the other day, so I did probably an hour worth of work after my camera cut out. I did get all of this side not finished but in, and then I got this side in as well. I do still need to do the lights in the ceiling, so once I finish all of the wall insulation, I'll sort that out. I'm kind of getting a bit sick of walking over this stuff, so I'll get up and then I'll go out and do the rest of that, as well as my shelf station as well. And that's it. Hey, buddy. Hi. You hanging out with me? You're all wet. You're in the dam? Ugh, you're gross. I'm pretty sure I'm out of tape, so I'll need to get some more and then I will just keep going. I've actually got to go to work in about 15 minutes, so I'll just finish up this morning anyway. We're at the weekend again, and although I haven't really achieved a whole lot in the caravan except for insulating this wall, I've been like crazy busy in the background organizing a presentation awards event, and it's kind of like taking up an obscene amount of hours. So I don't feel too bad being in the caravan. I'm just aware that this is taking a very long time. Today I'm going to attempt to finish insulating at least the walls, possibly getting my electricity into the ceiling for my lights. But at this point in time, if I don't achieve anything, like, I'm okay with that. Also, before I start, I am still determining whether I'm going to use this light or swap it out with a new one. I'm not kind of sure. The fittings on the outside are like rusty as, so I'll probably replace it. I'm just going to leave this panel for now. Okay, I'm going to leave this panel as well because I'm not 100% sure what my measurements for power here is going to be. And there's going to be a lot of cutting out to get the conduit in its place. So I will measure that up at some point depending on where my kitchen bench kind of finishes. This section I will leave as well because I still need to put my main power through. So I'll just work that out later. I also need to put lights in. It's just a lot that needs to happen before other stuff happens. Alright, I'll do the round bottom section. I'll have some lights there. Alright, I'm going to regroup because I need to work out what my next job is. And I need to throw the stick for Huey. So this is how she's looking. I did get a little bit of the ceiling insulating done. As usual, I was running out of tape, so I've just tacked that on. I did get another bag from a friend of mine, so thank you for that, Bosco. That will definitely get used. And the little round back section, I've put that in as well, just in case they want to use that too, as well as the paint and any little bits and pieces that might be handy. If the new owners decide to do a YouTube video on their restoration, I'll make sure I put a link to that in the description for this video. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure somebody will show me how. And so anyway, this is it. Yeah, I'm kind of happy I'm not going to be looking at it every morning from the front of the house, because every time I walk out, I think, just fix it or find somebody who can. So I'm pretty confident that I have found the couple who can, and I'm sort of happy that I don't have to keep feeling like crap that I'm not doing anything because my motivation is gone. But thanks everybody again for following along, and I might see you in the next year or so. Thanks.